Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Alicia from Malinka Yarn Crafts, and in today's tutorial we will be making the double crochet cluster V-stitch. The stitch is very similar to the traditional double crochet V-stitch, but it does fill in the fabric a bit better, leaving fewer gaps and making it an ideal stitch for blankets, scarves, and more. It can be made in one color, but I think that it looks really pretty when it's worked in stripes of different colors. So it's up to you if you decide to make this in a single color or in multiple colors. Just keep in mind that if you do use multiple colors, you will have a lot of ends to weave at the end. Using multiple colors also allows you to use up your yarn stash. So if you have a lot of single skeins of yarn, you can go ahead and work different stripes of different colors and it will all come together in the end. All right, so go grab those yarn scraps and your hook and let's get started. Let's go ahead and start with a slip knot. And for this pattern, we're going to need to chain any multiple of 3 plus 1. So I am going to chain 31. And make sure your chains are not too tight because we have to work quite a few stitches into these chains. All right, so go ahead and chain the number you would like. So any multiple of 3 plus 1. To start on row 1, we're going to skip 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one on our hook doesn't count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to work into that 5th chain from our hook. So here we're going to work 2 double crochets together. To work 2 double crochets together, you're going to yarn over, go into that 5th chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and at this point, to finish a double crochet, you would go yarn over and pull through 2 again. So we're going to stop here and we are not going to finish this double crochet. We're going to start another one. So yarn over, go through that 5th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 2 unfinished double crochets. So now we're going to finish it off. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook. Okay, now we're going to chain 1 and work 1 more 2 double crochets together into that same chain. So yarn over, go through that same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Do not finish the double crochet. Yarn over, go through the same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, we have 2 unfinished double crochets. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And this is our first double V cluster. Next, we're going to skip 2 chains and then into the next chain we're going to work the same cluster. So we're going to start by yarning over. We're going to go into that chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Do not finish that double crochet. Yarn over, go through the same chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 2 incomplete double crochets. Now we're going to finish it off, so yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Now we need to chain 1 and make another double crochets 2 together into that same chain. Yarn over, go through that same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the chain again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 incomplete double crochets, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. We're going to repeat the same pattern, so let's do one more together. We're going to skip 2 and then work our double V cluster into the next chain. Here we go. So continue working until the end of the row, skip 2, and then work your double crochet V clusters into the next one, and so on until you have 2 chains left. So here at the end of row 1, where we have 2 chains left, we're going to finish the row off with a double crochet. So just one regular double crochet for the edge. And I did forget to mention that the skipped chains here in the beginning also count as a double crochet. So we're going to start and end the row in a double crochet. And row 1 is finished. Before we begin row 2, we can decide if we want to continue working with the same color yarn or if we want to switch colors. I think that this stitch looks very pretty when you change colors every row, so that's what I'm going to do now. To change colors, we want to always do that on the last pull through of the last stitch in the row. So I have to go one step back here before that last double crochet is finished, and this is where I'm going to bring in my new yarn color. Oops. Okay. So make a loop and pull that through to finish off that double crochet. Here we go. You can cut this yarn collar here and make sure you leave a nice little tail so that you can weave in the ends later. All right, for row 2, we're going to start with 3 chains. So chain 3, and this chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. Turn your work. Now we're going to work the same clusters we did in the previous row, and we're going to work them into the chain spaces of the V clusters from the previous row. So we're going to start by working 2 double crochets together into this chain space. So yarn over, go through that chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 to not finish the double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, again we're going to chain 1 just like we did in the previous row and work another double crochet 2 together. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go back in there and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. And here we have another V cluster. There we go. And we're just going to continue working this pattern into every chain space. There we go. So work your V clusters into every chain space, and then I'll meet you back here once you finish your last V cluster here. At the end of row 2 here, we're going to work 1 double crochet into that turning chain. So the chain at the top of those 4 skipped chains. Row 2 is finished. Row 2 is the row we're going to keep repeating until we have the desired number of rows. I am going to change colors one more time, so I'm going to go back here before this double crochet is finished. Cut my yarn here and bring in my new yarn color. Okay, so we're just going to repeat row 2, chain 3 and turn, and work your clusters into every chain space. Alright, so I'm gonna work a few more rows here, and then I'll meet you back here again. Once you're satisfied with the length of your project, that very last double crochet, you're going to finish it off, then yarn over and pull through. Go ahead and cut your yarn and then pull all the way through to fasten off. And here we go. Since I chose to work with multiple colors, I do have a lot of tails here that I have to decide what to do with. So there are multiple things that we can do with these tails. If you're making a blanket, you could work these into a border or a double border. You could also choose to add some tassels, or you can weave these in. Before I weave in my ends, I will have to tie my tails together to make sure that they do not unravel. So I'm going to double knot them here. And when you double knot them, make sure you don't pull too hard on this knot, because you don't want this edge to tighten up and shorten. So nice and gentle like that. So I'm going to double knot them in twos. So these two together, and then the next two, and then the next two, and then the last two. Make sure that you don't leave any of them out. Alright, once you're done with that step, you can go ahead and weave these in. When weaving in your tails in multiple color projects, make sure that you do hide this tail behind the same color. So I'm going to show you on one of them here. So I'm not going to go up this way because this is a different yarn color, so I'm going to go up this way. Now I'm going to go up this way. Just like that, up and down, making sure that you keep going through the same, behind the same yarn color. Now I can go ahead and cut this one. Here we go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you get to try this stitch sometime soon, and if you do, please leave me a comment because I'm excited to find out what colors you used and what project you used it for.